Let's talk about my friend. We'll call him Alex. Alex did everything right. He got good grades. He went to a decent college. He landed a stable job with a respectable company, complete with a 401k and health insurance. On paper, he was the definition of success. He made enough money for a nice apartment, a reliable car, and a yearly vacation. His parents were proud. His friends were a little envious. But every time I'd grab coffee with him, I could see something was off. He'd stare into his latte and say every day felt exactly the same. The work wasn't fulfilling, but the paycheck was just too good to leave. Alex was trapped. He was wearing what I call the golden handcuffs. The job paid him just enough to be comfortable, but not enough to feel truly free. The rat race is a term we hear all the time, but what does it actually mean? Imagine a hamster in a wheel. It runs and runs faster and faster, but no matter how much effort it puts in, it never actually moves forward. It stays in the same cage. That, in a nutshell, is the rat race. It's the endless cycle of working to earn money, just to spend that money on your living expenses, which forces you to keep working. Your income goes up, but so do your expenses. You get a raise, so you buy a bigger house or a nicer car. Now you have higher mortgage payments and a bigger car loan, so you're locked into your job even tighter than before. This cycle is fueled by a societal pressure to keep up with the Joneses. We see our friends, neighbors, and people on social media with new cars, exotic vacations, and designer clothes. The fear of losing money is one of the most powerful human emotions. Psychologists call this loss aversion. Studies show losing $100 hurts twice as much as gaining $100. This is a survival instinct. For our ancestors, losing food could mean death. In the modern world, that becomes a paralyzing fear of financial risk. We see our savings account as a safety buffer. The thought of that number going down, even temporarily, can trigger real panic. The media constantly reinforces that fear. Bad market days get screaming headlines about billions wiped out and ominous downward graphs. That conditioning makes investing feel like gambling for the reckless. So keeping money in a savings account that earns 0.1% feels responsible. But our brains are bad at long-term, abstract risks like inflation. Milk goes up a few cents, gas goes up a dime. It's a slow, creeping threat that doesn't ring alarm bells. So we choose certain slow purchasing power loss over uncertain short-term market volatility. There's an old saying, the biggest risk is not taking any risk. When it comes to your finances, this couldn't be more true. The most obvious cost of playing it safe is inflation, the silent thief. If you have $10,000 sitting in a savings account earning 0.5%, and inflation is running at 3%, you are effectively losing 2.5% purchasing power every year. Your statement will still say $10,000, but what that money can actually buy is shrinking. In 20 years, that $10,000 might only have the purchasing power of $6,000 today. You didn't lose a penny, but you lost a fortune. Every dollar you keep safe is a dollar that isn't working for you. It's not invested in a company that's growing or generating rental income. Consider this. Invested in an S&P 500 index fund 20 years ago, it would be worth over $40,000 today. By choosing safety, you missed out on $30,000 of potential growth. That's the price of your comfort. This opportunity cost extends beyond just money. Think about the skills you're not learning and the people you're not meeting. Playing it safe financially often means playing it safe with your career. The hidden cost is a life half-lived. Let me tell you about Sarah, a graphic designer who worked at a large, soul-crushing agency. She was good at her job, but spent her days designing boring corporate materials. Her real passion, quirky, hand-drawn art. For years, she just doodled at night. She took $500 from her savings. She used it to buy a quality printer and paper. She opened an Etsy shop to sell prints. For the first few months, she barely made any sales. It was discouraging, but she only risked $500, so it wasn't catastrophic. She kept her day job and treated the shop as a learning experience. Slowly but surely, things started to change. She learned social media marketing and better product photos. A few designs went viral and orders started pouring in. Within a year, her shop made an extra $1,000 month. It was a powerful proof of concept and confidence boost. The extra income let her save and invest more aggressively. 2 years later, she quit, hired 2 employees, and felt fulfilled. It all started with $500. Not everyone wants to start a business. Let's talk about my friend, Mark. Mark worked in IT, and the last thing he wanted was a side hustle. He was the classic saver with substantial cash in a high-yield savings account. He was proud until he read about inflation. He realized his discipline was causing him to lose money over time. He was terrified of picking the wrong stock and losing everything. His solution was brilliantly simple. He opened a brokerage account, it's free to do, and set up an automatic transfer of $100 a month. He didn't try to pick stocks or time the market. He invested $100 into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. He wasn't betting on one company, he was betting on the economy. For the first year, nothing dramatic happened. His small investments fluctuated, sometimes up, sometimes down, but because the amount was small, he learned to ignore daily noise. As comfort grew, he increased contributions to $500, then $1,000. Years later, he has a 6-figure portfolio, still works his job, but no longer feels trapped. So, how can you start breaking free from the play it safe mentality? The key is to start small. Don't liquidate your savings and throw it into speculative investments. That's gambling, not smart risk. Take a small, calculated step outside your comfort zone. First, educate yourself. Spend 1 hour a week reading books, 1 hour watching reputable channels, and 1 hour listening to finance podcasts. Knowledge is the ultimate antidote to fear. Next, take action, no matter how small. Just like Mark, start with a tiny amount. Open a Roth IRA, open a brokerage account, set up an automatic investment of $25 a month. Put it in a broad market index fund. This amount won't impact your lifestyle, but it changes your identity. When you get your first sale or $100 gain, celebrate. Small victories build momentum. One of the biggest reasons we play it safe is our profound fear of failure. We are taught that failure is bad, something to be ashamed of. We get a bad grade, we get reprimanded. But in wealth building, failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to success. Every successful investor and entrepreneur has a long list of failures. Reframe failure. It's not final, it's data. It tells you what doesn't work so you can adjust. When a side hustle makes no money, you haven't failed. You bought a business education. You learn marketing, product market fit, and resilience. Don't take catastrophic risks. Don't mortgage your house for a gamble. Take small asymmetric risks where downside is limited and upside large. Sarah's $500 was limited downside with unlimited upside. She could afford to fail, so she didn't give up. Once you accept small failures, you become unstoppable. You start to see challenges as puzzles to be solved. Every failed attempt makes you smarter and stronger. Investing in your ability to learn is the highest return investment you will ever make. As we wrap this up, it's important to talk about the ultimate goal. The point of stepping out of the rat race isn't just to accumulate money. It's about having options, how you spend your time, who you spend it with, and what work you dedicate your life to. Being rich is having control over your own life. Money is simply a tool that helps you get there. Playing it safe is the antithesis of freedom. Taking calculated risks is your escape plan. Every dollar you invest, every skill you learn, every small business you start builds systems and assets that make money for you. You're no longer trading time for dollars. Maybe you work part-time, maybe you travel, maybe your side hustle becomes your life. The possibilities are endless once you break the cycle. So look at your financial situation today, on August 29th, 2025. Start small. Invest $50. Start that blog. Learn that skill. The journey out of the rat race is a marathon of brave small steps. Be bold, be smart. Your future self will thank you.